What is up, YouTube? Dread Joker here, and today I would like to welcome you to the first edition of Transformer Tuesdays. Now, I wanted to go through my collection and find a figure that I think, for the time, had exceptional design and just really caught my attention, and I had a really good time messing around with. So today, we're going to be taking a look at Transformers Cybertron Leader Class Optimus Prime. And right off the bat, I gotta say, this is probably one of the weirdest looking fire trucks I have ever seen, because I have never seen a fire truck with a water railgun before. That's a new one. It really is. Someone contact Michael Bay. Make that his new thing. But starting off, yeah, this is an 8-wheeled fire truck. You got, 4 wheels on each side. Nice design, really nice heavy design. You got little panels here that can come out and, stabilize it for other modes. But otherwise, it's really detailed and really dusty. And I just dust this thing. Note to self: buy a really big air gun. But yeah, starting off, we got the fire truck here. Really nice. And it, in this mode, it doesn't really do a lot, but it does have nice... The cannons are on nice heavy ratchet joints. And they can angle out however you wish, although that is mostly for another mode. And this is electronic, however, I have not installed the batteries, and I also removed the missiles because I don't want to risk them firing off and either hitting me or going somewhere else in the room and I lose them, because this room is, I think, cursed. I've lost a lot of good things in this room, including my sanity. So yeah, let's get it all sit back down here so that we can just discuss one of the other features, because this is actually a triple changer. Quadruple changer, actually, if you want to count it. But so to go into its flight mode, you simply grab the cannons, bring them all the way up, grab the sides, open them up, and you got to lift it up a little bit, otherwise they will get stuck on the table. I'm just trying to review you. Stop being finicky. I'm trying to pay you a compliment here. Stop resisting. As the Borg say, resistance is futile. Then you bring these out, and now it's in flight mode. Yeah, this this didn't make much sense when I saw it in the show, and it makes even less sense in the toy, but I mean, hey, it's a thing it can do. So let's get on to transformation. Let's just fold these back up and take this entire assembly and just, take a quick look at it, because this is something I used to do. I used to take this entire back section off and just pretend this was its own ship, with these being the cockpits, and hey, guess what? It actually looks like it would be its own ship. That is awesome. Kudos, I gotta say. That's just good design. Let's set it off to the side here so that we can focus on the main core of the figure. And this is actually cool because you don't even need the trailer, really. You can actually just... He will roll like this because of the back wheels here. Perfect design. So let's get on to transformation. First thing we're going to do is we're just going to lift him up here and fold this section back here. It's on these spring-loaded tabs that just fold and then fold again, and they just lock in. Another thing to note is these wheels are actually spring-loaded, so that's actually really cool. Not a lot of Transformers have that, even alternators, which is... Excuse me for 1 second. Oh, I did not realize how dusty this thing was. Note to self, get a really big air gun. And then split the legs, and then slide them out at this joint on both sides, otherwise they will try to tab back together at points. Stand the entire vehicle up. Fold this down. Come back here and raise this panel forward and pull it up so that you can access these parts right here. Split this entire thing. Slide it forward. And yeah, this was from a time when they did not think that ratchet joints were something you should use lightly. This figure is loaded with them. Get the chest all assembled there, and then pop up the head. Which, oh, excuse me again. My hair not included. Let's get him situated. Let's get the camera a little set up here. So yeah, let's bring him in close so you can see the head sculpt. He's actually got a really, really cool head sculpt. Not a lot of primes did this, but he actually has a mouth. That's cool. His head, you know, good articulation. He can do a full 360, so if Prime ever wants to scare the crap out of some kids, he can just do that. The shoulder pads, you got movement in there. You got almost universal shoulders, but unfortunately the articulation is somewhat limited by the freakishly large shoulder pad, so you only get about one click out of there at most. But otherwise, the hands open, which is really cool, because not a lot of figures had that even back in the day. And this is probably the coolest feature this thing has. Forget how big it is. You open up the chest panels here. Excuse me. Bring that down, and he actually has a removable... He's going to fight me on this just because I said it. Removable matrix of leadership. Sure, it's the wrong color for the G1 version, but I mean, it has the matrix. This is the only Optimus Prime that is not masterpiece scale that has one. That just comes out. It is beautiful. It goes in there, it tabs in, it locks in. And there was another version of this Optimus Prime, you know, just the Galaxy Force version. It had the Matrix too. That is awesome. Cybertron, you get an instant thumbs up from me. 2 thumbs up. Now, this guy, now let's bring him back here for a second so we can actually bring in the rest of it. And he actually has a little bit of a battle base mode, so let's just get this thing quickly put back into trailer mode. Bring it forward, bring these parts out, and then, yeah, he can man his own little battle station. And this piece here comes off, and he can also hold his little gun, which is... I actually really dig the design on this gun. And this is a solid connection. I mean, it is not going anywhere. It goes and it just tabs in right into the hand itself, and then the thumb locks it in, and then this, and the fingers just hold it over and lock it in. And even loosely holding it. Okay, loosely holding it. He's not going to exactly hold it for very long, but you get what I mean. So now let's go into one of its final modes for this. Just reconnect the gun there, and again, we're going to come and disassemble the base. Just come and pop this off. Kind of wants to fight me there. Then we'll just take this, grab it again like we're going into jet mode, open it up, flip the entire assembly around so that the cannons are now towards the ground. And like so, we're just going to set it back there because this guy is really, really big. Then we're going to come and split these parts here, fold the cannons out, and then fold them down, like so. Set them back there. Bring Prime back in, and then we're going to take the feet, unfold, and slide it back on this panel right here. There's actually a little tab. Just slide it up, fold it back forward like you're going to vehicle mode, except now it will tab and lock into this section of the foot, and then you just bring the toe down, and second verse, same as the first. Just lock it in, bring it down, then you grab this part right here, And there's this little tab right here which will slide into this slot right here. Then you can tab it together and it will lock sturdy. Because otherwise, he will not stand because, like this, he has no heel. So this fills out the entire back of his leg, which is a really interesting design. And of course, second verse, same as the first. Just slide it in, connect it, and you're good to go. Now make sure he's... Oh, first we'll raise the camera up a little bit. And we'll reach back here and grab this part here and undo these nice locks. And this whole assembly, this is actually a little clever how they did this. No fancy tabs or anything. It just slides over. These parts come down and it locks the backpack into place. Now, because of how big this thing is, you may have to adjust where the cannons are. I personally suggest sweeping them forward, as it will mostly correct the balance issues. It's not perfect, but I mean, none of these toys that had ratchets like this really were. Then you come up to the head, flip out the side fins, and there's a little tab you can pull in the back. However, I can't grab it to save my life, so I'll just come here and pull up the mouth plate. And yeah, I really, really like this head sculpt now. It kind of gives me a, I want to say it's a big convoy from Beast Wars Neo. It kind of gives me that kind of vibe. But yeah, since this is a Transformer Cybertron figure, he does have a little cyber key gimmick, which if you can figure out how to redeem these codes still, which they did basically nothing. He is... I want to say that's an L. L8P3. But yeah, the gimmicks on this one, because all Transformers from the Unicron trilogy had gimmicks, and they were really gimmicky with some of them. You'll see later on with some of the other ones that I plan on reviewing. Lock these cannons up forward. Now I gotta pick an altitude. Thank you. Tripod for automatically adjusting. Bring the key, turn it upside down, because now the port's upside down. Slide it into this side. And this would activate the sound, the lights and sounds, but, you know, no batteries, no lights, no sounds, no nothing, and I really didn't feel like grabbing them. Plug it in here, and it would cause this massive gun barrel to open, which, yeah, I see something like this coming at me. The first thing I'm going to do is request a new pair of pants. Now, unfortunately, it is spring-loaded, so once you take the cyber key out, it automatically closes. But, you know, it's something. Then you go over to the other side and do the exact same thing, except this one is just spring-loaded. You insert that, and these two missile launchers just fold out. Oh, don't fight me. Come on, Prime. I'm trying to give you... Thank you. You just put the key in, and these two missile launchers would fold out. So that would give him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gun barrels. And then up on the back, let me raise the camera back up. Up right back here in the show, there's additional detailing that is not on either the American or Japanese version. It's supposed to be this big missile rack. For whatever reason, why a fire truck needs missiles, and this was visible in vehicle mode, by the way, why a fire truck needs missiles is beyond me. I mean, this isn't the military, you know, or a Michael Bay movie. Optimus Prime does not be the most heavily armed fire truck in the universe. Although, that would make a pretty good movie. Oops, he's gonna fall. But yeah, the Cybertron figures, specifically Optimus, had slight balance issues. Or it could just be this table. But this is an impressive figure. I mean, the wingspan alone, I mean, I cannot put this guy on my shelf without having to put him in vehicle mode. It is impossible. But I love it. I absolutely love this figure. And there are 2 other figures that actually combine with this guy. So I will be getting to them eventually, so stick around. I hope you enjoyed, and have a wonderful day.